Women, what are some questions you've always wanted to ask men, but were too embarrassed? What happens to your balls when you run? Are they just banging around? Do they stick between your thighs? Do they end up tucked? I've been dying to know, thanks. The nutsack isn't always floppy. It scrunches up or loosens. They don't flop when scrunched. Also, underwear keeps it in place. Yeah, this is the answer. Your sack can contract so much, it presses your balls pretty far into your groin area. Then they don't dangle. They're just there. Yeah, this ain't a problem for some reason. Logically, it does sound like a problem, but when you run, you don't really notice your balls. We just tie them in a knot and we tie them in a bow. I sometimes toss them over my shoulder like a regimental soldier. Is it true you really get random boners? Yes. Distressingly often as a teen, but even later on it happens. I remember my teenage years. Teacher calls on me to write something on the board. My dick, let's fucking go oh. Seems like every time I had to change classes in 6th grade my dick knew and wanted attention. I remember trying to figure out how to use my belt to hold it. I just wasn't a fan of how it felt soft. Mildly uncomfortable. Constantly. I was told at some point that they would stop. I'm 37 and still waiting for that time I can stand up without having to shift things to hide it. 51 here. Hasn't stopped yet. I'm guessing they won't be able to close the coffin lid when I die at this rate. Postmortem, while you're being lowered into the grave, the lid lifts up. People go rush to help take off the lid, turns out it was just your lil trooper making his last stand. Is your orgasm better with oral or vaginal sex? The quality of orgasm has essentially nothing to do with the medium of acquisition and everything to do with the physical and mental state that one is in. They are all good. But I've had some amazing BJs before that are legit memorable. I'd say BJs have a lower mean but a higher standard deviation, while vaginal sex has a higher mean, but much lower standard deviation. A great BJ is better than anything. An average BJ is not as good as average vaginal sex. A bad BJ is worse than bad vaginal. There's a p-value joke in there somewhere. It's significant. Y'all are straight up staring at our buttholes while we're doing it doggy style, aren't ya? What happens if there's a hemorrhoid? Who would look upon the majesty of the Grand Canyon and complain about a misshapen rock or bush? Holy fuck, this guy needs to write poems. Can't see it if my thumb's in it. For me, I love the exaggerated hourglass figure a woman gets in that position. But now I'll be thinking about hemorrhoids the next time I do it. Thanks for that. Yeah, that is my wife's most attractive angle and I have a hard time explaining it to her. I think you are prettiest when we're having sex and I can't see your face, is a dangerous thing to say. My wife has some pretty pronounced hemorrhoids that came about after childbirth. She has the same concern. I don't see the hemorrhoids, I just see best balloon knot in the world. Is it true that guys generally hesitate or avoid going up to and talking women that are super attractive? I mean like a 9 or a 10 from 10? Is attractiveness/appearance something that makes you stall when shooting your shot? Can't speak for all guys, but what I tell myself, why the hell would someone like her be interested in someone like me? No, as a guy I feel like you spoke for me very well. Absolutely. True story. There was this really pretty girl in my friend group, all young 20-somethings, in San Diego. We'd hang out, go to parties, go to concerts, go to the beach, etc. I never even considered asking her out because she was way out of my league. One night she and I were the last of our group at the bar. She has no car so I offer her a ride home. She invites me in for a beer. Cool. We're watching late night TV and she leans her head on my shoulder. Hey, fine. We're buds, right? Then her hand is on my thigh. Weird. I turn to look at her and she's looking in my eyes. I ask if she's okay and she says she'd be better if I kissed her. WTF? She's like a 9 and I'm a 6 at best, maybe a Scranton 8. But, fuck yeah. We make out for a bit, but when I go to cop a feel she breaks it off and says, we've both had a lot to drink. Maybe you should sleep here tonight. I see I've blown it and say sure. Thanks. She heads to the bedroom and I kick off my shoes and stretch out on the couch. A couple of minutes go by and she comes back and says, are you coming? What the actual fuck? Yeah. That was December 12, 1981. We married April 3, 1982. Still going strong. If it wasn't for her, never would have happened. I pretty much won't initiate conversation with any women I find attractive. Yep. Since I happen to not have a lot of self-confidence or ego, a very attractive woman is very intimidating. I'm with someone who buys me flowers to make me smile. What would be something I could do similarly for him that is non-sexual that would brighten his day? Be the big spoon. Scalp massage. Back rub, not necessarily a massage, either. Next time y'all are watching TV in bed or on the couch, let him lay his head on your chest or lap, and run your fingers through his hair, or just pet his back like a dog. Even better if he's shirtless and you can lightly scratch his back. May not seem like much, but it makes a big impact on us, even if we may not immediately show it. For me, it slows my mind. Helps me stop thinking for a while and process the here and now so much better. Compliment him. He may not show it on the outside, but he's giggling and blushing on the inside. Does what our vaginas look like truly matter to you? Like girls having longer lips and such. I've always felt incredibly self-conscious about guys going down on me even if guys have never mentioned it before. Vaginas are like pizza, whatever it looks like it's still going in my mouth. Reading this with my husband, I'm asking random questions on this thread, he answers, and this one had us to laughing so hard. I have my preferences, exposed inner labia, but I must say, if we're at the point where we're seeing the vulva we're already hooked. Vaginal appearance ranks very low on the list of things I physically like about a woman. Do pussies generally taste, smell appealing? Good hygiene counts. Edit, this goes for the guys too. In my experience, yes. But some of my friends have stories that made me thanking all the gods that are and were for my outstanding luck. How much does height matter in attraction? Unless she's a giant Amazonian lady, height doesn't factor at all. If she is a giant Amazonian lady, I'm free this weekend, romantic face. Death by snoo snoo. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. None, we just want someone that is nice to us usually. Do you guys wipe your dick after you go pee? Or do you just shake it, assume it's good, then put it back in your pants? Doesn't that leave a little bit of pee in the tip? Why would you do that instead of just taking a bit of toilet paper and dabbing your ween? Edit, I don't mean wiping your dick like you'd wipe your ass. I'm realizing now that wipe was the wrong word, LMFAO. No matter how much you wiggle and dance, the very last drop goes down your pants. No matter how much you shake and wiggle, you'll never catch that last little dribble. No matter how much you wiggle and dance, the very last drop goes down your pants. What do you want a woman to say to you if she likes you? In terms of confessing her feelings or expressing interest? Just say I really like you and all is understood. I'm so damn oblivious and basically never even think a girl might be interested in me. Please be direct and just ask me if I'd like to go on a date. What makes you really like a girl? If she laughs at my jokes. A cute laugh/smile is a huge plus. If girl laughs from my jokes, I am done. That girl already in my mind. From my significant other, what does my pussy feel like? In the winter, stand around in your house naked. To the point you are uncomfortably cold. Then, pull a huge pile of clothes fresh out of the dryer and climb inside the pile. Then climb out, then back in again. Repeat. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.